What's going on, everybody? Welcome to After Prison Show, and I just got to start by saying, holy shit, we are about to hit 100,000 subscribers, like in a few days it seems like. I just want to say thank you to everybody who has been supporting, rocking, loving, supporting After Prison Show. I think I said supporting already, but it's because of all of you that this is even possible at all. So thanks to all of you. This is the Q&A video where I am going to answer a bunch of questions because there was like 1,000 questions left in the comments for this Q&A video. I wonder if I could answer all 1,000. I don't think so. Before we jump into this though, I do have an announcement. I wonder what it could be. This announcement that After Prison Show is about to make. I like that. T-shirts are available now. I have just launched the first generation limited availability After Prison Show APS Tee Shirts with the pullover. Ta 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 ta. That was really the saying that stuck with a lot of people. So I wanted to turn that into a t-shirt. Do you like it? Well, if so, it is available. There is a link, bing bing, down in the descriptions where you can go to get this t-shirt. It is $15. And what I want to do is I want to take 25% of the proceeds that are raised from the sales of these t-shirts and donate it to a worthy cause. And what I will do is I will actually do a poll on Twitter. So that means you're gonna have to follow me on Twitter too, at joepguerrero. But I will do a poll on Twitter asking all of you where you think I should donate this money to. APS Super Positive on YouTube. Q&A. Alex Delgado Vlogs asks, have you ever thought about escaping prison? Well, I gotta be completely honest with you, Alex Delgado Vlogs. When I first arrived at prison, I still had 5 years left to serve on my 7-year prison sentence. I had just served 2 years in the jail and I had 5 years left. After leaving a hell on earth prison that I first arrived at and then being sent to my extended stay prison, my first of a few different extended stay prisons, this was a level 1 facility. This was low level, minimum security, and minimum security means security is pretty fucking minimum. So this prison was only guarded by one single solitary little miniature fence with a single kid's roll of barbed wire around the top of the fence. When you would leave from your building and walk to the chow hall, you would see this little miniature fence, this very small, low-level security fence that looked down into a valley, that looked to the entire free world beyond, to a train track, to where you would see trains on this train track every single day. And I cannot lie to you, the thought crossed my mind many times, Joe, let's just jump the fence. Let's just jump the fence, Joe. We'll jump the fence, we'll get cut up in the barbed wire, and we'll go hop on a train and get the fuck out of here. That's not a bad idea. That's actually a pretty good idea. And who cares about the 5 years that we're gonna get for this? I mean, fuck it, we'll just never get caught. 5 years, you say, huh? You mean 5 years added to the 5 years we already have? I don't think so. And that, folks, is why I decided not to escape from prison. Cleft Titled asked, what is the worst dude you have ever met in prison? There are quite a few worst dudes that I have met in prison. I will give you one from the last prison that I came home from. There was this guy, this big, huge, muscular guy. And this guy was an absolute bully. He really was. And he pretty much tried to push his weight around on everyone, including staff. And it was just crazy to see the way this guy would interact with staff and staff's reaction to this guy. He would be like, I'm not gonna do that, and staff would be like, okay, I get it, you're not gonna do that. And I would sit there and say, holy, why the hell isn't this guy wearing a correctional officer's uniform? But this guy, he really was a worst dude to meet in prison. I saw him literally beat up so many people, so many people, and I just tried to stay the hell out of his way. Anytime he would come my way, I would basically say, the floor is yours. The floor is yours. I don't want no problems, dude. You got it. You're a fucking savage, an animal. He also was a son of a bitch when it came to using the phone in prison, because at this prison, there was over 80 people housed in one dorm together, and there were only 4 phones. 4 divided by 80 is 20 people per phone. And then calculate into this equation the individuals who like to ride the phone. And by ride, I mean from the time that the phones are cut on in the morning time till the time that the phones are cut off at nighttime, you will have individuals who sit on the phone like, who's over there right now? Who is over there right now? Who is that in the background? I heard something. Who the fuck is over at that? Who is at that house right now? Can you send me some money? This is like 10 hours out of the day that I would have to listen to this bullshit. And this worst guy, he was a big part of that. Nathan Britt 23, he asked, how many times did you go to the hole and what for? I went to the hole quite a few times throughout the course of my time in the jail and also throughout the course of the time while in prison. A few times were for fighting and a few times were for tattooing. I went to the hole a few times, beat up and bloodied. The reality of being in prison and getting in a fight, you are probably going to get your ass kicked more times than you win, unless you're Ronda Rousey. Go Ronda. The most amount of time that I spent in the hole, to add to this, was 2 fucking months. 2 months of being in the hole. So I went to the hole for 2 months for being caught with all sorts of stuff. Tattoo paraphernalia and a prison weapon. They caught me with a knife, a stabbing device that I had made. It wasn't a knife, but I let them go ahead and charge me with the knife because it would have been better than admitting what it really was. And what it really was a tool that I had created to dig through the wall while in jail, because also while I was in the jail, I wanted to escape. So when they caught me with this tattoo paraphernalia and also this so-called knife, they put my dumb ass in the hole for 60 days. While in the hole, you do not eat well at all. In fact, you eat so little. Sometimes they feed you what is called loaf. And loaf is where they take breakfast, lunch, and dinner, mix them all together, and bake them. No matter what it is, it could be cereal and oatmeal, mixed with bologna sandwich, mixed with spaghetti, nasty jail or prison spaghetti, all mixed together and baked. And that's what you're gonna eat, because you can't get anything else. In other instances, they treat the food that comes to prisoners in segregation and the hole worse than feeding an animal. Food is all slopped over the trays. The COs don't care. The prisoners who are preparing the food, they don't care. They're like, fuck these guys, they're in the hole. And for 2 months, I had to live like that, eating worse than a dog. I would get so hungry, and I am not proud of this is actually quite embarrassing, but I would literally get so hungry while in the hole that I would actually eat little drops of toothpaste just to kill the hunger pains, and then drink as much water as I could possibly stomach in an effort to try to fill my stomach up. It was actually during that 60-day stay in the hole that I realized I had had a fucking enough, and it was time to seriously change my life so that all of this could be possible today. But the crazy damn thing about that is that happened only about 1 year into the 7 years that I would serve. Fizzy ass, at any point in prison, did you ever see any acts of kindness happen between inmates and guards? Yes, I did. I can't sit here and lie and say that I didn't, because first of all, not all prison staff, jail staff, not all of those individuals are scum of the earth pieces of shit. There are actually some correctional officers and prison and jail staff members that are actually really awesome people. They actually will do whatever they can to try to help you, so long as it doesn't put them in a position where they will lose their jobs. And don't get me wrong, some of them will even go as far as to put themselves in that position. But yes, I have seen it. When a prisoner finds out that a loved one has passed away and they cannot get through on the phone because they can't use the phone, they don't have anyone to call. I have seen literally prison staff take prisoners into offices to allow them to make regular phone calls, to call whoever it is they may be trying to call. We'll actually try to console these prisoners who are going through really tough times. The last prison that I left from, which was a fucking madhouse, I will literally have to tell you about this prison in an entirely different video. But one certain type of prisoners that they housed at this prison was what they call youth offenders. Young kids who were like 18 years old who have caught these horrible charges. I'm talking about malicious woundings, attempted murders, assault by mobs, gang charges, and they got a ton of time from the judge. The judge sentenced them to something like 30 years or even more, and allowed them to complete a program at this prison that I was at in an effort to not have to do that football number of time they were originally sentenced to, and instead complete the program and then be able to go home and in turn be on probation for that football number amount of time. All of that being said, some of these really genuine, decent people, whether it be COs or just prison staff in general, would actually try to mentor some of these young kids who were still getting in trouble at this prison. I mean, You would imagine the judge just gave them a break from, instead of 30 or 50 or even 80 years to do this program, they would get their shit together, but you know, they're still doing the same shit between. So yes, I did see acts of kindness between prison staff and actual prisoners. Not very often though. 720 G3T blazed. 720 get blazed, I guess is what that's supposed to say. He asked, have I ever witnessed any escapes or attempts? To answer your question, yes. While I was in the jail, I had met this guy. I don't remember anything really about this guy except for the fact that this guy had so much time. This guy had one of those football numbers I'm talking about. He was telling me how he was going to escape. And he was going into pretty good detail about this. At the jail, there was this enclosed rec yard that was basically outside, but it was completely in a chain link fence from all the way around it to on the top of it. And that was like the rec area at this one particular place that I was locked up. And he was telling me, he was like, I'm gonna get my dad to come and he's gonna drop off a pair of wire cutters and I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm gonna go south. I'm gonna go get me on a sailboat and I'm gone. And I said, you know, dude, I mean, hell yeah, go for it. All the time you have, what the hell do you have to lose? And then the craziest fucking thing happened. I woke up one morning and he was gone. Completely fucking gone. And I have no idea what happened to that guy. I never heard of any kind of escape or any kind of escape attempt, you know, afterwards. So I'm not 100% sure what happened to him, whether prison officials caught wind of his plan and absolutely moved him into isolation or whatever. But yeah, that was a guy I knew who definitely wanted to escape and was definitely planning on trying to. Okay, forgive me for butchering your name like I am about to, but this is Finian Porsche Pyroche. Finian Pyroche? I think I'm pretty close there. Probably not. Finian Pyroche asks, who and what were your best friends? What were they like? What did you guys talk about and do? My best friends were a guy named Kenny, a guy named Miko, and a guy named Anderson. My homeboys. My homeboys. You my boy, Blue. What were they like? Kenny. Kenny was wild. Kenny had two tattoos that came down his sideburns right here. That's one that said, I am who I am. And the other one that said, God's gift. And when I first met Kenny, I joked on him. I was like, God's gift? What? Why do you have God's gift tattooed down the side of your face? And his response was, because I'm good at eating pussy. Okay, Kenny. You got it. God's gift. Voila. Miko, one of the most awesome dudes I met while incarcerated. This dude's personality was on, I mean, just the greatest, most positive dude I ever met. He was locked up. He had a fucked up situation. He was locked up for literally driving drunk. And if this is an indication of why you should not drive drunk, it is Miko. He was driving drunk with his best friend in the car. He absolutely totaled the fucking car and killed his best friend. He was charged with involuntary manslaughter. He did not get injured at all in this accident. He killed his best friend, and his best friend's parents absolutely fucking despise him because of this. And he was sentenced to 5 years for that. Never had been in trouble before in his life. If you knew this individual, he was such a genuine dude. He is actually still doing really great in life. Kenny, I don't know. I haven't talked to Kenny since I've been home. His Facebook has all but been abandoned. And usually when I see individuals I was incarcerated with whose Facebooks become abandoned, it usually is not a good sign of them still being free. And then the last individual, this guy Anderson. Anderson, one of the most phenomenal fucking artists I ever met in my life. This guy actually helped me master my craft with painting, tattooing. Just a fucking awesome artist. I love this dude to death. He is actually still out, still doing great, still doing artwork, and I hope to be bringing him on the show real soon for all of you to meet him. I want to do Q&A videos once a week, and I want to answer as many awesome questions from all of you as I possibly can, and also questions that I say I won't answer and I will turn into a separate video. I will bring those videos to you ASAP. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did so, please leave a like and a comment. I mean, I really hope you do leave a like and a comment. Let me know exactly what you think. Also, don't forget, t-shirts are available right now, check the descriptions down below for the link. Go get a limited availability APS T-shirt. And we'll donate 25% of those proceeds to something awesome, and we'll decide on what that is together. Until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace! Okay, let's give a few shout outs, starting with Instagram. Shout out Zachary from Instagram. Awesome dude. Told me he's having a rough time out there. Zachary, keep your head up, man. Things will get better as long as you make them better. Sam AXV. I do live streams on Instagram at joepguerrero. I usually do like 2 a week. Follow me on Instagram. Come become a part of these live streams because I do contests where I'll ask, guess what my favorite whatever is. And if you get it right, I'll automatically shout you out for that. And Sam AXV was a winner of one of those contests. Shout out to him. From Twitter, someone who retweeted my tweet from yesterday and earned a shout out for that. It's Arez. Special shout out to you. Thank you for the retweet. Let's do a few shout outs from yesterday's video as well. Getting and using drugs in prison. Let's shout out Jackie M. Drugs are rarely worth it, but people in prison probably want an escape. They want to escape, yes. Physically and mentally as well. Great comment, Jackie M. Thank you very much for it. Sleazy47 asks, Joe, did you take any notes or write in a prison journal? Hey, check this out. I just found this the other day, and this is actually my journal from prison. We are going to be exploring that in an upcoming video. Sleazy47, special shout out to you. Hoodie Cookies. I love that name. That's a pretty awesome name, actually. Yo, this channel is lit. What exactly does lit mean? I can't believe I didn't find it sooner. Well, Hoodie Cookies, hey, I'm just glad you found the damn channel. We've been lost for a long time, but now we're found. Special shout out to you. Thank you. And one more. Who's gonna be the lucky winner? How about Home Sweet Box? Why do prisoners separate themselves into gangs? Why can't they all just do their time? Individuals who become involved in gangs while in prison usually do so because they're scared. That's just the fact of the matter. They want protection, and joining a gang is just an easy way to get that protection. Though, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be protected from anything. You're probably only going to be put in more danger because joining a gang in prison, you are going to be put on plenty of dummy missions to get recruited. You're going to get beat up. You're going to get in trouble. Joining a gang in prison is just not fucking smart at all. So, Home Sweet Box, great comment and question. Special shout out to you. And that's it. Hey, until next time, peace.